Hey, how's it going, guys? This is my second page, and I've already gessoed it with black gesso. And now I'm going to use this embossing ink to cover the entire page. Some clear embossing powder, also over the entire page. Now, because it was black gesso underneath it, and because the embossing powder was clear, it was kind of hard to tell whether or not I had heated it up properly. So I used the shininess as an indicator, but I think that actually meant it was too much heat. So if I try this again next time, I will use a little less heat. So now I'm taking some broken china distress paint and covering the entire page with it. Then taking a baby wipe and wiping some of it off. Now, this idea of embossing the whole page I got from Compendium of Curiosities by Tim Holtz. They did this for a tag, and I thought, well, why not try it with the whole page? Sorry about the darkness here. I did this next step later in the night, so I couldn't use the overhead light. And here I'm just penciling a keyhole shape on the back of the embossed page. And then using an X-Acto knife to cut it out. Okay, new day, and using this art book to find something to fill the keyhole. Testing it out, making sure that this is the one I like. In a way, it was a pity to not use the whole thing because I liked the image, but I did really like it for this keyhole. And then testing different placements to see which I liked best. Using a white pencil, I think it's actually a watercolor pencil. And then gluing it down with tacky glue. A little bit of washi tape to connect the outside with the inside of the keyhole. I thought about maybe adding some lace, but I decided not to. Mostly because there wasn't a lot of white on this page, and I didn't want it to just float there. Using black distress paint. Or at least trying to. And I had to kind of push down the center a little bit so that the ink would flow, or paint. Then I thought, well, maybe the white's a little too bright, and I wondered if the black one would work better, but I decided that it would have made it too dark. And because there was some white in the image, I hoped that it would connect it okay. Some people prefer using ink pads. I prefer the distress paint. So here I tried using a pen, I think it's a ballpoint gel pen, but it wasn't working very well. So I decided to go with the charcoal pen. I think most people would use the Stabilos, but I don't have one, so just use the charcoal pen to kind of go along the edges and smear it. Now what I don't have me recorded doing is that after I did this, I decided there wasn't quite enough shading along the edges, so I went back and did a little more. I was kind of going back and forth on whether I was going to do the next step, which is splatters. And what I do is I push down the distress paint, get a tiny little puddle, and then add some water, and then use the fan brush, which gives the best splatters. What you also don't see me doing is taping the back of the image just to make sure that it's down all the way. And there's my embossed page. I hope you like it.